Hello, people of the Earth. I am Alien. Video upload. Fun. Enjoy. Um, anyway, welcome back to a new Chronicles video. So this is basically... I should write a script. I have no idea what I'm saying. Yes, anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, this is a new, way of doing the SMP, I guess. This is for my SMP called the Kanesmode SMP, or for short, the KMSMP. Anyway, so every 10 days on the SMP marks a month, and I'll be uploading every month to, well, here. And, basically I'll just be recording my gameplay, and I'll be narrating over it to keep you guys up with what's happening on the server. So if you do enjoy this content, please like and subscribe, and, well, if you want to know more about how the content will work, I guess, just watch Forge Labs videos, probably not his latest one, but, like, his 100 days videos, because, they're basically how these videos will work. So I log on to the server to see Andy, he's asking me to join him, and so I tell him I'm not recording. Anyway, Andy tells me to come look at something, and I go, okay, well, what's he trying to show me? Is this his dungeon? Like, what? So I had no idea what was happening. Andy was just bringing me down to some kind of, I don't know, dungeon, and I was kind of scared for my life. Oh, he has a secret dungeon! So he just sort of, like, leads me to this sort of, like, cliff sort of thing, and he just, like, leaves me stranded up there. I ask him for a water bucket, but I can see he's, like, at some sort of, like, amethyst thing. So that's obviously what he's trying to show me, but he doesn't realize that it's actually visible for me, so surprise kind of ruined. He brings me around, and I quite honestly do not care, but I'm not going to tell Andy that I don't care, so I give him a happy, yo! He asked me if this is a geode, and I quite honestly have no idea what a geode is, so I just say, yeah. He says he's gonna go back to fixing up his mine. I didn't even know it needed fixing, but okay. On my way out, I spot some iron, and I ask Andy if I'm allowed to mine the iron. He gives me a pickaxe, but I already have my own pickaxe, so I chase after him to give it back. I look around, and he's just not there, so I'm too lazy to go chase him down or type anything in chat, so I just mine whatever I want to. I do not care. I don't know what I do with that pickaxe. I honestly cannot remember, but I'm sure it will come in useful later. On my way out, I spot Andy, placing down some stairs. I just tell him I mine the iron and that I'm gonna head out. I head back to my house and do the basics, just like cooking food and, preparing for another day. Now, I plan to have, have some livestock, set up like a animal farm, but, see, I don't know how to build fences, so I just use the book or whatever you call it, the guidebook. So I just decide to make some more sticks, start building a fence. I'm gonna get some dirt, and then I'm just going to make this little pen for me to put animals, like maybe a horse. I don't know. I'm just planning on starting some kind of farm at this point. I head back to my house to get some more food. I feel daring, so I try to cook the axolotl. I, of course, would have put it out immediately if it started cooking, but, yeah, I just thought, why not? Maybe something will happen. So this is where I try to start a sort of mine, because, well, Andy has mine, Alex's house is in a mine, so I just thought, I should just start getting a mine, just, like, be prepared, get ready to go mining in the future. So Andy, for some reason, leaves the game. I'm guessing he probably finished recording at this point. I decide to head back to my house. Yeah, I make a shovel just because mine broke earlier when I was getting dirt for the animal pen. This is where I make the dumb decision to go out and hunt down some mobs. I have no idea why. It was really uncalled for. There was no need to. I do not die, somehow. I suck at this game, and it honestly surprises me that I still haven't died at this point, but yes, I tried to fight a skeleton, and then I'm losing Paul very badly. As you can see, I took a fair amount of hits, because I got a bunch of arrows pointing out at me. I take my iron out of the furnace, I make a bucket because I already have the one Alex gave me, but it has an axolotl in it, so it's just easy for me to make my own bucket. I quickly go outside, get water in my bucket, and then waste no time to head straight back inside. I make a new chest for a double chest, but then I make the dumb decision to go back outside again. I clearly do not learn from my mistakes, and it almost cost me my life. So I just hide out in my place for a bit. I waited for day, and it finally came. Oh, I felt so free, I felt safe, except it was still raining. I end up just hunting for food around Andy's house. It's still raining, so there's still plenty of mobs around, such as skeletons and zombies. And honestly, in this game, skeletons are my least favorite enemy because they can just shoot you from afar. Most of my deaths are actually from skeletons. So I kill this skeleton and head back home. When I head back home, I decide to do some more work on the house because the wood beam was kind of annoying me. I needed a way back down, so I decided to risk it by jumping into the water, and I of course made it. I decided to explore and go look for some more animals. I ended up finding a sort of coral reef. If I remember correctly, there was a coral reef near spawn, so I must have been near spawn. I then realized my amazing, awesome expedition was actually really close to my house, and I could have just swum there, so I swam back. When I got back, I decided to plant some sugarcane I found. But first I had to dig through a lot of sand, fix it up so that I could actually have room to plant the sugarcane and to easily access the sugarcane. I then decided to be a little bit evil and decided to go raid Andy's house. I check his chest to see there's nothing in the top one, and the top chests were kind of annoying me, so I fixed that up. Since there was no way I could annoy Andy, I decided to journey into that cave from last episode. I messed up an MLG and then went straight to mining coal. I journeyed further into the cave and mined my first ever piece of copper on the whole server. As I prepared to jump further into the cave, I got attacked by a zombie. I forgot to switch to my sword and decided to fend him off with my water bucket. I quickly knocked the zombie into the cave and then run away from there. On my way out of the cave, I decided to make some torches. I then left the cave and ran all the way back home. When I got back home, I realized I was low on wood, so I needed to go mine some more. Just a bit later, I decided to cook my copper. I then decided to head out and get some more wood, which is where I then encountered a zombie. I then decided to make a few signs, and that's when I claimed my territory on the mine and then went over to Alex's so that I could give him back his water bucket, which he gave me in the last episode, KMSMP number 1, which, if you haven't seen already, you should really check out. At the front of his house, I encountered a creeper, and it kind of exploded, but I'm sure I'll be fine. After that, I decided to dig up some sand. I really cannot remember why, but I did, and then I went out back and started to make this little patch of dirt. After I'd finished placing all the dirt, I went back inside and made some fences. I set up the fences around the dirt area, and I placed a few torches to make sure that no monsters would spawn there. I then went back to the little forest behind the house and decided to plant some trees so that we had more trees to mine in the future. Now, I planned to make a little underground base underneath my house, so I had to make a trapdoor so that I had an entrance to that base, and that's when a wandering trader appeared, out of absolutely nowhere. I checked his trades, and they were bad, so I killed him, and then I noticed that his llama still wanted to fight me, because I had accidentally hit them, because of the, after the 1.8 update and all the swing stuff, blah blah blah. So then I decided to kill the llamas, and I got their leads, which meant that I could now capture horses for that little fence area out back. Back to that underground mine thing. I remember why I mined the sand now. I'm pretty sure it was for a secret project which I decided I was going to make in that little mine area. So I established a mine, I placed down a torch, and I got to work. While I was mining for this new project, which you are about to find out by the way, my pickaxe broke. I decided to go back upstairs and make a few more. I didn't want to use my iron one because I currently at the time had no iron at all. And I really didn't want to waste it on just mining some cobblestone and stuff. It'd be better used against stuff like diamonds. So I made 2 pickaxes, one replaced in case my first one broke, and I once again got straight back to work on building this project. Okay, so I think I've left you waiting long enough. As you can see, I'm building a little staircase here, going up the side, making a little hole in the wall. If you haven't guessed it by now, I am building an aquarium. Just a little aquarium for my axolotl. It won't be too big. It's just going to be enough for the axolotl. But yeah, I'm just simply building a little aquarium. I decided to dig a little further into this little mine thing where my aquarium was going to be. I put the aquarium on break. I found a cave where I was attacked by a zombie villager. I killed a zombie villager and a zombie. I mined up all the iron, coal, copper. Well, most of it anyway. Anything that I really wanted. But, yeah, I found 3 more zombies and I took care of them and I just mined a bit. After mining for a while, I head back to the surface and smelt some sand. After I do that, I make some ladders and make it a lot easier for me to be able to get into my mine / aquarium thingy-majiggy, you know what I mean. I decided to put my iron into an iron block. I don't know why, but I just did. The glass I needed for the axolotl aquarium. I placed the glass blocks. I then set up a trapdoor on the side of the aquarium so that the axolotl wouldn't try to escape. I then decided to go back to my original mine and I found this massive patch of water, and inside was iron. Now if you can't tell by now, I love my iron. It took me a while trying to figure out how to mine it, but I got as much iron as I could. I got it by digging around the side of the water and sneaking up behind the iron and then mining it. Now remember the aquarium? Yeah, we didn't talk about that topic too much, but now we're back to it. I started filling it in with water, but then the water needed to be fixed because it was uneven. The water was running like a river, or like my diarrhea after Taco Tuesday, so it really needed to be fixed. It was then time to name the axolotl. I thought about it long and hard, thinking of a genius name, an absolutely genius name that no one would understand. People would wonder how I came up with it. One no one would sire. One that everyone would axe the axolotl. Now, the plan was to put fish in with the axolotls, but it looked a bit cramped, so I decided to make another room. But that changed after I realized that axolotls were savages and would murder any fish I captured and tried to put in the aquarium with the axolotls. So I transformed the new aquarium into an aquarium just for fish. The plan was to wait until I had a lot of sand and then I would turn it into glass. And that's when I would place the glass, and then I would get water and fill it all in. And that's exactly what I did. Except there was just one thing left to do. Filling the aquarium with water. But that would take so long, and I am very easily distracted and bored. So I'm just going to leave that for a bit. I was swimming just a few mere minutes later. I was trying to find some fish, and... Whoa, wait a minute. What's that out of the corner of my eye? A new axolotl! I got another axolotl. I have 2 axolotls. Do axolotls like to fight each other? Alright, well if they do, it'll be a battle to death and it'll be awesome, so let's do this. I put him in my bucket and swam back home. But what to name him? I mean, Axe was such a genius name. How could I come up with new instant classic? Something so amazing that no one would be able to understand. Hey guys, look, this is my new friend Axo. I decided to venture back into the older mine, and just like the first time I entered, I failed an MLG. Anyway, the water led me to... Iron! Iron Boy is here to claim your iron. Hippity-hoppity. Your iron is now my property. Anyway, I encountered a zombie. I won. Without hesitation. He didn't damage me once. I went back home and cooked my iron and my fish, and I was happy for a while. Until I realized I had to fill in the aquarium with water. I kept going forward and back from that water source thingy that had the iron earlier. But I just got so bored that I made an infinite water source next to the aquarium. Don't ask me why. I didn't think of it earlier. My brain is smart. You just gotta give it time sometimes. Took me a while, but I did it. I filled the aquarium with water. All that's left to do is get rid of all the stone that was behind the water. But I don't need to worry about that for a while. See, I just don't care. It doesn't need to be done. Instead of going into the water and catching fish with my sword, I got bored, so I decided to make a little fishing deck. I forgot what they're called. Anyway, I made the deck. No, that's definitely not the word. What is the word for fishing deck? It's like this little board. Anyway, I didn't care though, and I fished for a bit, but then once again I got bored. Man, fish, why are you so boring? I didn't do much after that. I went behind Andy's house and killed some cows and extended the land that the animal pen sat on by mining some dirt and using some leftover fences. Oh yeah, then Iron Boy returned to his mines and claimed his iron, and oh yeah. I mined some coal because I was low on it. I then made some iron tools because Iron Boy likes his iron, and then realised I haven't slept, so then phantoms attacked me while I was fishing. I survived until day and they burned to death. Yes, burn. Burn. I don't think I checked how many days it had been on the server. But in the next video I recorded, it was February. If you don't know how the months work on the server, basically every 10 days is a month and every 120 days is a year. Anyway, that was the month of January on my server, the Kanesmode SMP, or for short, the KMSMP. I stream this on Twitch from time to time, so check it out at twitch.tv/Kanesmode. Like and subscribe for more content like this. But, yeah, if you enjoy it, just like and subscribe. And I have another video like this ready to go. So, I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Bye, guys.